Shut up and sit down.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of the She's Crafty podcast. I'm your host, Catherine Contreras, and I'm at my home away from home, the beloved Hoppy Monk today. And we have a special episode with the badass women of craft beer, which is super exciting. All local craft beer women in and around San Antonio. So I'm going to start right here to my right, and we're going to go down and introduce ourselves.
Hi, I'm Emily Spickler. I'm with St. Arnold Brewing Company out of Houston, and I am the South Texas Sales and Marketing Representative.
Awesome. And this is your second time
And this is my
show.
second time
That's
at She's Crafty podcast.
And this time
so
is
thank
a little
you for
more
having me
tame,
back.
right? Last time it was a little, it was
Last
kind of
time
nuts.
it got pretty
crazy.
pretty intense.
There
It
were
was a good night, though.
There were like penis-shaped chocolates.
There were. I forgot about those for a minute.
And a lot of really drunk women.
We did hang out for a long time
Maybe
before
some
the podcast
karaoke,
got
some stuff
started.
happened,
There was
yes.
dancing at the end of it.
Yeah,
I
it
think
was
there
pretty
might be
crazy.
video. It's terrible.
Yeah, it was nuts. Okay.
My name is Anna Kilker. I own Guadalupe Brewing Company. I'm an original founder, and I do all the administrative paperwork, sales, and marketing.
Awesome. Thank you. Next.
My name's Tiffany Ruiz. I work for Ranger Creek Brewing and Distilling. I am the local sales rep / rock star.
Perfect.
And
Ooh,
I'm here
nice.
in San Antonio, Texas.
Perfect.
And my name is Gabrielle Gregerman, and I'm with Real Ale Brewing Company and also now Real Spirits in Blanco, Texas. And I do lots of things, including HR, and I'm running the tap room, and so all things people.
Oh,
is what I
nice.
do, and it's super fun. And I'm
Wearing
psyched
lots
to
of
be
hats.
here. Yeah.
Awesome.
My name is Amanda Casas. I'm one of the leaders here at the Hoppy Monk San Antonio. I handle all of the front of house and then also the event coordination. So any badass events that you guys have or any ideas, send them my way.
I'm Ashley Odell. I work for Big Hops. I manage the Bridge location downtown. I pretty much do everything besides bartending, their events, ordering beer, everything.
Everything.
So,
And
yeah.
this is also, like, I think your second or third time, right, to be on the show? Second,
Yes.
maybe? Yeah. So, awesome. Well, thank you guys so much for being on the show. This is so exciting. So, I think what we're going to do first is kind of talk about beer and what it means to us. And I was just really curious, and anybody can start, how you guys sort of got into craft beer initially.
Hi, I'm Emily again. So I got into craft beer. Of course, I started it just by drinking craft beer and really getting into it that way. But I've worked in all aspects of the hospitality industry, front and back of the house. In college, I worked at a vineyard for most of my time there.
Okay.
So I've kind of been on the outskirts of the beverage industry for a long time. When I decided to get out of the kitchen, I tried to. When I was trying to make the jump into a job like the one that I have now, I started at Central Market being a beer and wine steward, talked to a bunch of breweries, just basically put myself out there, and a job came up. Someone told me that St. Arnold was hiring. I didn't know anyone at St. Arnold. I just applied online, sent my resume over, got an interview, and I'm about to celebrate my second anniversary with them.
Awesome.
So that's how I made my way into the industry.
Super cool. Yeah. Anybody else have like a really good story about how they got into craft beer? No? Just drinking?
So I got into it. I had some friends in Austin, and I was super big into, obviously I'm not going to name drop any like big name brands.
No, you
like
should
the
do
light,
just go.
Into
Just
like
do it.
Dos Equis and like Michelob and stuff. But of course you go to Austin and you can't throw a rock without hitting some sort of craft beer bar.
Right.
So I would go in and ask for those types, and obviously they were rude or not arrogant about it. They kind of gave me a bunch of really awesome options, and ever since then it's been Hoppy Monk and just like beer. I don't think I know
Yeah.
anything else. Like I started working here when I was like 20, so that was a huge help. For
Yeah.
Sure.
So have you guys noticed there are more women in craft beer now than maybe 5 or 10 years ago, or what kind of trends are you guys seeing in that? Anybody?
Well, I want to go back to the last question.
Yeah,
How did I
definitely.
get into beer?
Of course.
My name is Anna. I'm with Guadalupe Brewing Company, and I got into it because my husband wanted a brewery.
Okay.
I didn't want one. I love vacationing, going to breweries,
Yeah.
enjoying them. I did not want to work at them, and now I'm totally submerged into a brewery. But the best part is showing people beer that they love and that they're having a great time. So it's made up for all the hard work I've been putting into this business.
Yeah. Did you guys originally, were you doing home brewing and that kind of thing, and that's how you got into it, or?
Actually, we didn't.
Okay.
My husband was home brewing, but I didn't know why.
Okay.
Then he took a course in brewing beer, and he made an A+ and announced we're opening a
Oh,
brewery.
okay, well.
And then we started driving around looking at property, and I was like, oh, this is fun.
Yeah.
And then it got down to, okay, we're signing a lease agreement, and that kind of stunned me.
Yeah.
And so
And
it
here
got
you are.
real.
Yeah.
And we've been doing that now. We're in almost our 7th year.
Okay.
It's been a long road, and it's
Yeah.
been a hard one.
Yeah.
And I wish I didn't have to do it sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I really
lot of
want
work.
to do what everybody else is doing, running around, drinking beer, and having fun.
Right.
But it's a great business to be in right now.
Perfect. Anybody else want to share their beer story?
So when I started drinking craft beer, there was a little corner market where I lived in Austin, and you
Okay.
could get about 3 craft beers. And I used to go in and I'd get my Friday paycheck. I worked not quite in the beer industry, even remotely close actually, but that I would get paid and I would go over there and I would buy whatever was new on the shelf, and it was very experimental. And at the time, after about 6 months, I'd tried everything in the Pronto Mart, and there was no Central Market at that time yet. There were not those places.
Right.
And so it was really exciting. And my husband Brad had been home brewing, and so we were just like jonesing for anything that was new. And so we tried all the bad beers, we tried all the good beers, all the big beers, not knowing anything. And so
Right.
it was just a really experimental process. And now, just looking on the shelf, it's I don't know, it's kind of overwhelming to come to a place like the Hoppy Monk where
Right,
you
you have
get
so many
100
choices.
plus beers, many of which are just here in Texas. So
Yeah. It's pretty amazing.
it's been pretty badass to watch
Yeah.
that whole thing transpire.
Yeah. Cool.
So.
Anybody else? Tiffany, you want to tell us how you got into beer?
Well, I got into beer because I was looking for something more.
Okay.
We drank a lot of domestic style beer before I started drinking craft beer, and I wanted more flavor. And I am kind of a foodie, so I love to try anything new. You can put anything in front of me and I'll try it. And I'm willing to make anything. And so craft beer was really interesting in that way, that I could try any kind of flavor, any kind of texture, and whatever's gonna come on your palate. And it's really interesting to taste the complexity of a lot of styles and of beer. And
Yeah.
so I really thought that was really cool that, I didn't have to eat all my flavor, I could drink it, and
Right.
I like that. So also coming from, and this is Tiffany from Ranger Creek, but coming from being a server or a bartender and working with a lot of food and then pairing your food with your beer, that was really interesting to
Right.
see and then take and use in my own life. So
Yeah.
I like it. I like craft beer.
Awesome. Ashley, you have a little beer story for us, lady?
So it's actually kind of funny that I'm from Portland, but I wasn't in the beer industry when I lived there. I drank a lot of craft beer, but that's just because that's what was available. I mean, that's what was in every
what it
convenience
was.
store. That was all you really had. I mean, nobody bought anything else. And my friends forced me to drink a lot of Total Domination from Ninkasi, and I hated it. But I started to love it eventually. And then when I moved here 3.5 years ago, I was looking for beer. I could not find any good beer. I just wanted a really good Hefeweizen, but I did not know where to go. And then we found actually Big Hops on Broadway, and then Hoppy Monk, and started visiting regularly. And then they opened the Bridge location of Big Hops downtown, and I applied and I started bartending.
And here you are.
Here I am.
There we go. Awesome. So back to my question about women in craft beer. You guys finding that it's becoming more common to see more women? I know that I always see a lot of women reps, but you don't see as many women owners or brewers. And I'm wondering why you guys think that is, or if you're seeing more maybe of that now than you used to. Anybody?
I see a lot more women coming into the brewing field as far as newer breweries that are in the making.
Right.
They do brewers' nights here in San Antonio, and we'll all meet at a local brewery. And, a lot of the time it's having a good beer and chatting with your local beer reps or brewers or owners that come out to those events. But now a few new couples that I've met coming out there are husband and wives with these great ideas, and they have everything to go. They just need investors. And, I'm asking the wives, are you going to continue in this whole home brewing thing that you and your husband have started? And sometimes they're kind of like, I'll probably be part of the administration. And I'm like, dude, go for it. Stay at brewing, because you're a badass for being able to be a part of an industry that is not predominantly heavy as far as women in the brewing industry. So I know that they're out there, and I think that they're coming, but it's kind of like, a new season, I think, that's approaching. And I know around the world there are a lot of girl brewers out there, but because of the way it's been, you don't hear a lot about all the badasses in the brewing industry, so.
Yeah, I definitely noticed that just doing this show, because I am in 2 male-dominated fields. Podcasting and beer are not female-heavy. But I've noticed more and more women. I get to interview more and more women, which is super exciting. And I have so many women that are now craft beer drinkers that come up to me and tell me how great it is that I have this show, because there's not a lot of women voices for beer. And it's because I feel like that population is growing more and more and more. And so, I just was wondering, what y'all's thoughts are on that.
I think when you look at the kind of the state of the industry and just how it's grown, not just in Texas, obviously huge growth, but all over the country and everywhere. So you look at what was already a male-dominated industry, and you watch that grow, and the percentage of women grows with that.
Yeah.
But I would say I still look around, and I go to these new breweries too, and aside from potentially the couple that founded the brewery or something like that, I still look around and see just a huge... it feels like it's grown because there's more people doing it in this, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so I still feel like there's a pretty big...
A bigger gap.
There.
Well, I know that, for me,
I think we have a louder voice now because there's more people doing craft beer, so therefore there are more women. But
right.
Same percentage.
Well, I think it's still the same. If you go to a bottle share, it's a sausage party. It's not there's not a lot of girls there. It's a lot of dudes. And so that's parts of it that I wish that would change a little bit. Because I think more women would be into it if they went into environments where they felt like they weren't so outnumbered by 5 million beards or whatever,
So can I just interject one thing that I was curious if you were going to ask about?
Yeah.
Have y'all been seeing all these things in the news about how the millennials are ruining crap?
Yes.
Okay, so I just am so curious. Somebody else's feedback? I'm way not in that,
I made
in the
a post
generation.
about this
What do you guys
on
think about that?
Facebook, and I was pretty sure my drinking consumption alone directly
closes
kills
that gap.
Yeah, there's no way. I know how much I drink. I would say the complete opposite, actually. I think a lot of customers that we get here at Hoppy Monk, the people that want the Dos Equis, the Miller Lite, they're a lot older and they're stuck on that.
That's what they've been
grew up with,
drinking.
and that's completely understandable. And I think millennials are a little more open to trying new things. Not that anyone else isn't, but I think millennials are oh, this is what's new. Let's jump on it. Let's try these new hops or these experimental whatever.
Yeah.
But I don't think that millennials are killing it. I think that we're helping it. I think, you look around in any beer bar, especially here, it's a very different group. It's a diverse group. It's not any one person. I wouldn't say that millennials are uplifting it or older people are or anyone's really. I think it's a huge... It's good. It's what's in. It's delicious. And yeah, the amount that I drink, I know that that's a complete lie. There's no way that that's true.
Thank you for confirming that.
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you
Sorry,
guys
Mom.
think? Do you guys have thoughts about that? Millennials and craft beer?
No, I want to go back to women in breweries.
Tell me.
I think it's really important, and this makes it harder for women to be in a brewery like mine because we are very labor intensive.
Mm-hmm.
So the woman actually has to be very strong and able to handle a lot of heat. It's like sticking your head in an oven when you're in a brewery like mine because it gets very, very hot in that brewery when it's a brew day. So the woman has to be able to be strong and tolerant of a lot of things. I got to give a shout out to Olivia Hawes, who works in our brewery, because she does what the guys do. She would not be able to be in my brewery if she couldn't hold her load, and she does. So I'm really proud of her.
Awesome. Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Anybody else have any thoughts on? No. What about you, Ashley? Because you're you have to serve all these dudes all the time, right? And do you find? Because I know that I talked to Marisa from Busted Sandal before. And she says it's super annoying because like she feels like guys come up to order and they like always want to order from the guy instead of from her.
Yeah.
And do you find that? Yeah.
It has happened quite a few times. I mean, I've been working there for 2.5 years now, and it's happened a lot. And I shut it down as soon as it happens because I don't tolerate that.
Yeah.
Most of the people who come into the bar, I know more about beer than them, and they act like they know more than I do because they're a guy.
Right.
And yeah, like I said, I shut that down really quick. I've had people come in and just like tell me like, oh yeah, I'll get from him or whatever, and point at the male bartender. I'm like, all right, cool, you can wait then, because I could find you a beer in 2 seconds, but you would rather wait for the guy.
Yeah.
And I definitely make sure they know that they're being rude to me or condescending.
Yeah.
I mean, not just in a slight way.
Ashley's like, you know what, fuck you.
Well, I've had people come in. I mean, I would never say that, but I've had people come in and they want to fill their growler with something that is super similar to what they had before.
Yeah.
And I tell them, I'm like, this is going to be the closest thing, and they're like, no, I'll try 7 other beers first, and then they want to try the one that I suggested first, and then he gets that, and I was like, could have saved yourself a lot of time.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, Amanda's got something
I
to say.
will say, yeah, I could go on forever on that like tangent in particular. But I will say the amount of men that bring us down, there's amazing men, too, that are, like, super supportive of what we do.
Yeah.
I'm one of the leaders here, like I mentioned. I'm the only female leader. It's me, Pedro, Kevin. Never once have I felt, like, inferior. They've never made me feel inferior. There are dudes that come in all the time, and they're like, we'll wait for one of the guys to get here. And it's like, okay, cool, well, I can help you.
Yeah.
But, you know, as many men as there are that have those, like, malicious comments, there's those dudes that are there that are, like, I'm sure Brad, like, is amazing to you. Like, there are those dudes that are like, oh, they don't see a different gender. They're like, oh, you drink craft beer? Like, let's drink together. Like, you want to, like, let's go do, like, shotgunning outside. Like, and it's, like, cool.
Yeah.
And that's what's awesome, too, is that there's those two parallels. They're, like, there's always, like, those men that are super supportive also. Like, it's amazing to feel.
Yeah. Awesome.
I was just going to add one more thing.
Sure.
I feel like every male that's in the industry has always treated us really, really well. I don't think I've ever had anyone that actually works in the industry
Right.
like talk down to me.
You know
be
what,
weird.
to tell you, and to be honest, because I get a lot of beef. I butt heads with a lot of dudes in the craft beer, but because I don't like the whole bro-y like beer thing. I just don't like that at all. But the people that actually work in the industry, I've never had any problems with.
Yeah.
It's always like the beer nerdy, like like the beer guys that just drink for fun or whatever.
Oh, we know.
Those are the those are the ones that always like. I'm just like, dude, just calm the fuck down. I don't understand this.
It's beer.
Yeah, it's beer. Just calm down. Yeah, but yeah, I find that a lot. And like, because you're a rep, right? So what is it like to be like a female rep and having to like sell?
So
to men?
I've been, I was thinking about this a lot before we came. I don't know if it's just that I've been fortunate or I choose not to see it, but I don't personally feel like there's a whole lot standing in my way because I'm a woman. Now, of course, I have been to promos where people talk to me, or it kills me if anyone says, "Oh, so you're like the Miller Girls," and I'm like, "No."
Yeah.
Do you see how
different.
I'm dressed? I'm like dressing all of it down to not be that.
Yeah.
And that happens, but I mean, honestly, it's few and far between. I think a lot of it comes with just the way anyone carries themselves. That you carry yourself like you know what you're talking about, and you're confident in the way you say things, and people are just going to be happy about it. Now, again,
Right.
maybe I'm just not noticing it,
Yeah.
or not letting it get to me. But there hasn't been a whole lot. I mean, there's little things here and there, but you're going to find that in any industry and really anything. I don't even know if it's specifically just females have this as opposed to men. Like you're
Right.
gonna walk into situations where people are gonna treat you less than you deserve to be treated.
Right.
So you focus on the good stuff, and if I ever do walk into anywhere where I can tell I'm being treated a little bit differently because I'm a woman, then I just flaunt my beer knowledge and
Yeah.
do the best that I can do and show them, hey, I'm going to be the best rep you've ever had.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter that I'm a woman.
That's definitely, I think that, especially like I said, because I do podcasting and beer, I have to be better at podcasting and beer to be better than the guys. I just do, or for them to want to listen to me, or any of that. And it's unfortunate, but it just makes us better, right?
Right. It just
Yeah.
means you're the best.
Yeah.
So go for it.
That's right. Awesome. So as far as beer drinkers go, like how do you guys think that we could get more females into the craft beer movement? Because I have a lot of friends, my mother, my family, they drink a lot of wine. They drink a lot of cocktails. They don't like beer. I hear that a lot. Do you guys ever think about that? Like, how can we get more women drinking beer? And because I love to introduce people to new styles and be like, oh, I know you said you don't like beer, but drink this because I promise you this is not going to taste like Bud Light or whatever it is that you think that it tastes like. Do you guys have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, it's actually one of my most favorite things about this job. And I'm out there, being a rep, I'm out there talking to customers and convincing them to drink beer all the time. So it's a huge part of my job, so I get exposed to it a lot. But it's just education. It's just going up and talking to your favorite bartender, talking to the beer reps that are around, because there's truly a beer for everyone.
Yeah.
There really is. It runs the flavors run the gamut of all the different tastes you can have. So you're really into white wine, you really don't like beer, and you don't really think that much of it. Oh well, let me show you a Berliner Weiss, or let me show you a Goza. You don't like, people say, I don't like beer that tastes like beer because they're that beery beer. And
Right.
they're talking about, your big domestics.
Yeah.
Well, let me show you an IPA. Let me show you a stout. You can tell me what flavor profile you like,
And I'll
I
find
can
it.
give you a beer that you will probably enjoy.
I was going to say just the education component, and I think just women in general being empowered, like it's okay to go ask a question and not feel like you're a dumb woman.
Right.
It's just like a hump that the world is going to eventually get over. But
Yeah.
I experience that all the time in the tap room at the brewery, at Real Ale. This is Gabriel. I don't think I've said that once. Sorry. That we have a lot of women that come in and they're with a group, or they're with their husband or whatever. They're there not necessarily because they were the ones that chose to go there. And I get that all the time. And they've been out to 5 wineries, and now they're coming to the brewery for the guys, and they're like, oh, I don't really drink beer.
Yeah.
And about the joke at our brewery is that, well, you can give them a sample of Devil's Backbone, and they will cross that line at that moment.
Yeah.
And I can't explain why that is, but once you start talking to them about, well, what is it that you dislike, and you can counter that with also, what do you like in food? What do you like about wine?
Right.
Because, as you said, there's something for everybody, and just kind of giving them the comfort zone to like ask the question,
Right.
or say what it is that they do or don't like without feeling like they're going to get told that that's not quite right or
Yeah.
something. I think so. The education component is huge, and I think that's a real benefit of having so many tap rooms and places like this, where people can come and be presented with a huge array of choices, and,
Right.
and be able to get an education while they're there and taste things and sample it for the first time and understand what it means in a very safe, like, good environment, and I think that's all wrapped up in the answer of education.
Yeah,
We want,
I agree.
We want you to ask. Don't
Ask.
We want you
Don't
to
be
ask.
scared to
Please ask.
And
Don't-
when
Yeah.
you say, I don't know, just at least be willing, you made it this far to a brewery, like, try the 5 samples I'm going to put
Right.
in front of your face, and I'm not charging
Yeah.
you, I'm just saying,
Just try
it,
this.
Enjoy it. If you hate 4 of them, that's all cool. Just try,
Yeah.
and put it in your mouth and see.
Definitely. There you go.
There you go.
Isn't that the beginning of everything?
Yeah, and just-
I was going to say, I don't think that the general public knows how excited we get about beer.
Yeah.
And how much their questions, like,
Are exciting.
Yeah, they
Or
are
how
excited.
excited we get to know that like
Yeah.
they want to drink beer and we want to help them drink it. Yeah.
And I love that. Like, when somebody doesn't know what they want, I'm like, ooh, this is going to be fun.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, like, what kind of flavors do you like? Just like Emily was saying. And you can usually find something for everyone, like
Usually.
99.9%
Yeah.
of the time. And people don't think that they like beer, but we will change them. But
Yeah.
I don't think that they realize how much we like it, and we like those questions.
Yeah.
Because we see people all the time that know everything there is to know about beer. So when there's someone that doesn't know much, you get to nerd out with them, and
Yeah.
it's so fun, especially when people come in from out of state and you get to talk about the beers from their state, maybe that you've had a couple or they've had some from here and what might be similar. It's really fun.
Yeah. That's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I wanted to just kind of go around the table and kind of talk about what our first craft beers were. Do you guys want to do that? Sound good? Yeah, Ashley, you want to tell us? I think we've had this conversation before, but what was your very first, your first beer? I guess because they were all craft, right?
I mean, we won't talk about my first beer, which was like Coors Light, because that's not what we're here for.
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure my first craft beer was Ninkasi Total Domination. All of my friends always had it in their fridge, and I could not stand IPAs. I thought it was the most disgusting thing ever. But I would drink them because they were strong, and they would get you fucked up. So that's what I was about when I was younger. So I would drink them anyways. And, yeah, I remember my best friend was always trying to get me into red wine and IPAs, and I was not having it. And then one day, like, my palate changed, and I loved IPAs, and that's my favorite style to this day. But, yeah, I drank a lot of Total Dom, and then Deschutes Chainbreaker was my other go-to after that. So
nice. Amanda, do you remember your first craft beer?
I do, and it's going back to that question that you just asked. I was at Bangor's. I don't even think I was old enough yet. I had like a fake ID.
Yeah.
But I asked for a Dos Equis, and immediately the guy was like, "Oh, we don't have that. But let me show you what we do have, and let me show you something similar." And it just, the way that he approached it, and not making me like sound stupid or like not in an arrogant way, and with like, "We don't carry that here." Like he was just like, "Cool. Like, let me get you some samples, and if you like it, you like it, and if you don't." And I tasted it, and I was like, "This is better than Dos Equis. Like, what have I been doing?" And that was like a huge moment for me. And like till this day, anytime I see Pearl Snap, I'm like, it's because of you that I'm here right now. Like that was a changed moment for me. But like the way that he handled it, like I said, like I had a question, he approached it in like an amazing way. Didn't make me feel stupid or like anything. And now it's all that I love to drink. I go to Austin just to pick up a 6-pack of it. It's amazing. It's so good. But that was for sure like my changing moment.
Awesome.
Austin Beer Works Pearl Snap. Super good. Yeah. Refreshing, light, shotgunnable.
Yeah.
The 3 things that I need.
Of course. Perfect.
Thanks for clarifying.
Gabe, what was your first? Do you remember?
I mean, outside of, we were talking about this earlier, I'm going to say the word shiner right here, because that's what we called.
Do you guys consider that to be a craft beer shiner?
Well, I was just going to say
It's
that my
borderline,
definition
right?
that was something that was made here, because when I started drinking beer, I mean, craft wasn't really as big a term. I mean, it was still microbrewery, but to me that meant that it was made somewhere that I could go visit, or you know what I mean, that was around here, and it wasn't just like mass produced. Was what that meant in my mind. But beyond that, it was definitely, and it was everywhere. You know, it was ubiquitous Texas beer, and so that would most certainly have been the first thing I ever had. But then quickly realized by going to that corner store that I mentioned earlier that there was Sierra Nevada on the shelf.
Right.
And at the time, Red Seal was one of the first craft beers that I had ever seen from the West Coast that wasn't Sierra Nevada.
Yeah.
And their Red Seal was on the shelf there, and I was like, wow, I had no idea. I mean, Sierra Nevada was great. When I had that, I fell in love. But then that opened up into a whole nother world of, I had no idea
much more
that could be out there. So
yeah.
What it was for me.
Yeah.
It was kind of
Awesome.
my first love.
Yeah. Tiffany?
This is Tiffany from Ranger Creek. I had also liked Shiner and Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale, but Fat Tire was really from New Belgium what got me into thinking, okay, there is actually a whole other world that's beyond what I think is craft beer, and further down the line, getting into trying all kinds of styles and types of beer. I really like Prairie Artisan came out with and they're from Oklahoma, Funky Gold Simcoe.
Okay.
And it's a dry hopped sour beer. And I loved that it was hoppy and also sour. And I just love how there's 2 different things that you can feel in your mouth at the same time.
Yeah.
And, you taste that bitterness, you taste that, back end in your jowls, you get that sour, and I really like that. So,
awesome.
But in the beginning, it was Fat Tire because it had more flavor than a domestic style beer, and that's what I was looking for. I needed more flavor in my life,
Yeah. Anna?
This is Anna from Guadalupe Brewing. My first craft beer was in 1987, Sierra Nevada's Pale Ale. And I was so excited when they brought Celebration Seasonal. That was really amazing because in Texas, our distributors were not bringing us craft beer, and it's a damn shame.
Yeah.
That's where I'm going to leave that.
Okay.
So I'll start with I'm originally from the Northeast, so my first kind of craft, I'm not really sure if we can call it, but Yingling. I mean, that's you go up in the Northeast, and that's what everybody drinks. My first real craft beer, I think, was Magic Hat No. 9. I did more of the normal woman's road, where a little fruity to start, and then I got into wheat beer and Weihenstephaner, and that's kind of where I went, and then slowly dipped my toe in the water more and more, and kind of the way everybody does it. And
Here we are.
And here we are.
Perfect. Awesome. So I'm going to transition to Claudine real fast. Oh, hi. She's our musical guest if you guys haven't met her yet. You want to grab the mic right here just for a second? Just hello there.
Hello, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you? Thanks for being on the show.
Thanks for inviting me again. Second time.
Of course.
Yeah.
Cool. So you're going to play for us, right?
Yes.
What's the first song you're going to play?
Your Chain of Fools on my EP, and then I have another song, Dirt Road Lullaby as well.
Okay.
So, and I got to get my guitar out.
All right, cool. Yeah, let's do it. Let's get set up.
Sometimes the way you've been acting, you're giving your love in a suspicious mind, and I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. No, I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. So walk out now, you're so bad to be wanted. Walk out now, she matters to you. So walk out now. Talking her like you're sweet talking me. You say, oh no, it's just funny. And the more you say, the less I believe. And I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. No, I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. So walk out now, you're so bad to be wanted. Walk out now, she matters to you. Walk out now, you feel so fancy, 'cause I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. No, I don't wanna be another link in your chain of fools. All right. Thank you. Woo.
Are you looking for a safe way to explore craft beer in our area? Well, look no further. Craft Cruiser is here to save the summer and cart you and your friends all over San Antonio and the Hill Country. From local craft beer bars to the best breweries around, Craft Cruiser is the premier brewery tour in town. It's a family-owned business with a passion for great craft beer. Buy single tickets or check out their group packages for bachelor and bachelorette parties, company outings, and much, much more. Don't drink and drive, just drink and cruise with Craft Cruiser. For more information, go to their website, sacraftcruiser.com. Those of you that listen to this show know that I am madly in love with the Alamo City. So it is no surprise that some of my favorite beers come from Freetail Brewing, the unofficial beer of San Antonio. They make damn good food and damn good beer. So hang with the local and check out Freetail Brewing. For more information, go to their website, freetailbrewing.com. Okay, we're back and Anna's drunk, so perfect. Perfect. Okay, so we're going to taste some really delicious beers from everybody has a little something at the table, and we're going to start with Guadalupe. So you want to tell us about the beer?
I would love to tell you about Texas Honey Ale. It is our flagship beer. We chose Texas Honey Ale because we want people to know the problem that honeybees are having.
Okay.
And that was the real reason we did it. We donate 2% of all of our Texas Honey Ale sales to A&M's entomology department.
Oh, nice.
Because we want to help the students be able to go out in the field and observe the bees.
I love that.
Texas Honey Ale is just a wonderful beer that we get all of our honey from Beeville, of all places, which is the only Amish farm in Texas, which is the Born Traeger Apiary. And it's a wonderful beer. And we did it because we didn't want Texans to have to drink bitter because they do not like bitter.
This is delicious. You can really taste, I can taste the honey, and it's so good. Yeah, I love that a lot. I really like that. Okay, so next we're going to go down, and next is Real Ale, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us about the Real Heavy.
So this is Gabriel at Real Ale, and the Real Heavy is our principal brewer, Tim Schwartz. It's his baby. This is his baby. This is he's a Schwartz. It's a wee heavy. It's all things that he loves.
Yeah.
And this was an inspiration from a beer that he brewed. I believe he brewed this at Bitter End, and it's I'm just gonna plug it. Several awards for this beer.
Yeah.
We're pretty stoked.
Nice.
And but the style, it's not for the people that are into the IPAs necessarily. I mean, it's a malt forward, real smooth, a little bit of, it's dry, but it's real rich, and a little bit of mapley
Yeah,
finish in there. It's
so good.
Super yum. We're real proud of this beer. I feel like we do some things that are stylistically appropriate once in a while.
Yeah.
This one falls in that category for sure. I mean, this is a really nice representation of that style.
Delicious. Delicious.
So what awards did you win for this delightful beverage?
Plug. I think we've got 2 GABF. I think we had a gold and a bronze.
Oh my gosh.
And don't quote me on that.
That's
I
a
gotta
big
go look it
deal.
up. And then we just won in the U.S. Open.
Oh, nice.
And we're pretty stoked.
And it's pretty delicious.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good. And it's real good on ice cream. Just
What? Wow.
Idea for an event just popped up.
Nice. Very nice. Okay, so the next one we're going to do is the St. Arnold Icon Gold.
All right,
there.
so our Icon series at St. Arnold, it's one of, they're some of my favorite beers that we put out. Basically, the brewers sit around, they talk about styles, and they just decide on what they want to put out. We put out 4 different beers a year. They go by color: blue in the winter, green in the spring, gold in the summer, which is this one, which is the Belgian IPA, and then red in the fall, and they always change, so we never remake them. So for our summer option, it's a Belgian-style IPA, so the bitterness is a little bit more reserved, so it really lets the fruity and estery characteristics of the yeast shine through. Very well balanced, and I'm partial to Belgian, so I'm just loving it.
Delicious.
I'm still learning to love the Belgian beer.
Are you?
It's the yeast.
The yeast. Yeah.
It's floaty,
Yeah.
and it never goes away.
Yeah. Okay, so next we're going to do the Ranger Creek Dark Side of the Hop.
Okay, it's Tiffany from Ranger Creek. So we have the Dark Side of the Hop, which is a black IPA. This was a seasonal for us, but it is still aging great. And in fact, the Hoppy Monk has a few of the last kegs ever made. Until next time. So black IPA is really interesting in that it has these interesting chocolatey, peppery notes, but having the hops on the back end really gives you that unique, bitter back end that is not typical of traditional dark beer. So this is definitely a favorite from a lot of people here in San Antonio, and I'm sure anyone else that can, enjoy it. But it's definitely a unique style that we did, and hopefully we'll do something like this again. But black IPA, something interesting to try.
Delicious. Awesome. Perfect. Okay. Oh, Jackie, did you get to try them? Hey, Jackie's here from Girls Pine Out. Did you get to try the beers? Just get over here. There she goes. Oh, there she is.
Lean on it.
Edit this out.
Did you try? What did you think?
I tried all of them. I love all of them. So it was a great selection, Amanda.
Perfect.
Good job. Texas honey, perfect tubing
So
beer if you can
good.
find it in the can.
Yeah.
Right? Just only get 1 6-pack though, because it's gonna hit you. You won't realize it until you're halfway down the river and you're crocked.
Oh, wow.
And you still have the other half to go.
Yeah.
I love everything that Real Ale does. I had to admit to Gabe that I was a huge fangirl, and I was like, "Hi, maybe your biggest supporter. Maybe
Nice.
not, who knows?" And then Ranger Creek, I actually had a pint of Dark Side of the Hop before I had the sampler.
Oh, perfect.
So let me tell you where my allegiances lie.
Uh-huh.
And then, who am I missing? St. Arnold.
Yeah, right.
As you were naming the colors, I was like, blue, gold, green, red. Wow, I know all the colors. So yeah, and I love the gold. perfect
Awesome.
Belgian style IPA.
Thank you. Since I have you sitting here, do you want to maybe let us know what Girls Pint Out it has coming up?
Yeah, so we are all about promoting women in craft beer and supporting all these lovely ladies. I've made so many friends through the organization. And all of these ladies sitting here are amazing women doing amazing things within our craft beer movement here in San Antonio. So September 9th, we have our beer book club, which is fancy. It's Pages and Pints. And
What book are you guys reading?
Magpie Murders by Anthony Horowitz.
Okay.
It's a new style Agatha Christie thriller. The girls chose it, so we're democratic. It's not a cheerocracy. We do let the girls choose the beer. And we're going to be doing that at the Growler Exchange. So that's in a few weeks. And then right after that, September 13th, we're going to be at Pizza Italia. And we're going to be drinking beer and eating food. And that's our monthly. On Wednesdays, we drink.
That's like my favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
Drink beer and eat food.
Me too.
Yeah.
Me too. I'm going to eat all the pizza. And then we have Chasing the Beer September 23rd, which is all the girls. We kind of road trip. We are going out to San Marcos. So throwback to your last episode, we'll be going to Altmeyer and Lewis.
Perfect.
And they are opening specifically for us for a few hours, for an hour or two. We'll be going to Aqua Brew. We'll be hitting Middleton. So all the breweries that are out in San Marcos. And then our October monthly is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be a bottle share, and it is at the Sexology Institute.
Ooh.
I know. So we're going to get a little freaky.
Sounds fun.
I know, with beer. And so those are all the events that we have coming up. Talking to Gabe about going out there and doing like a weekend event there. We're just trying to finalize things, but those are the things that we have on the table. So we have quite a few.
Awesome.
Really excited.
Real fast though, before I tell you to get off the bike. Did you watch the leaked Game of Thrones already?
Yes, girl.
Oh my God.
You
Okay,
knew
go.
I did.
Just
it
go.
happened
Just
on
go.
Tuesday, and let me tell you.
No, don't tell me. Don't tell me.
You
Don't tell me.
you guys got 5 hours.
Don't
and
tell
I'm telling
me.
you, it is amazing.
Okay. All right. Cheater. All right. Okay. So, ladies, let's go around the table. We're gonna let Emily go first because you have a few things that you want to plug, right? A few things you want to tell us about.
Yes.
Okay.
I do. So, of course we can. So right now with St. Arnold News, our Oktoberfest is out right now. It's one of our most popular seasonals, so that's super exciting. Our next icon in the series is Icon Red. It's going to be a Marzen. It's going to hit mid-September, so that's something exciting to look forward to. Just kind of adding on to the Guadalupe Honey Ale and talking about the bringing awareness to honeybees and everything you can do in the area. My husband and I actually, we're beekeepers. We have 13 hives right now.
What?
Something we
That's
started
awesome.
up. My husband started doing it about 6 years ago. He's a professional brewer as well, and he wanted to do a second fermentation with honey in one of his beers. We helped open a brew pub a few years back in Maine, so that's where that came from. But he couldn't find any local honey to do it in. He couldn't find anyone that would give up that much local honey. So in his mind, he's just like, well, I'll just keep honeybees.
Do it myself.
And I'll just do it myself. And now 6 years later, we have 13 hives. We make all natural beer soap. We've been doing it for about a year now. And luckily enough, I brought some for all of us
Nice.
today. So we can pass around this basket, so feel free to
Awesome.
grab
So
some soap.
if people want some beer soap that are listening, where can they find it?
So we have right now, we sell it at, it's Winding Road Provisions is the name of the soap. And we partner up with local breweries. We make a soap for Guadalupe, so you can buy it at Guadalupe Brewing right now. You can buy it at Alamo Brewing downtown.
Okay.
Growler Exchange has a display with different soaps. Whiskey Cake up at the Rim.
Awesome.
We also have an online store. You can go online and at windingroadprovisions.com and order it that way. But we love for you to support the local businesses and buy it through them. Go have a pint and buy some soap, and all of the portion of the proceeds, the reason we started the soap company is to basically fund the apiary, which we've been doing successfully for a year now. So definitely get out there, buy some soap. We just made soap for Southerly, so that's up and coming. You'll see that soon. We made soap for Freetail, and we're just traveling around. Maybe we can talk to Real Ale and try and figure something out with you guys. So just check it out. Check out the website. See it at your local beer bars, and it goes to support local agriculture here in town.
Perfect. Awesome. That's so cool. Anna, do you want to tell us what you guys have going on at Guadalupe and where people can find you online and all that stuff?
Well, Guadalupe right now is trying to expand or trying to get a bigger brewery. Hopefully we'll be there by June of 2018. Just come to the brewery and visit us. We have like 22 beers on tap. We do a lot of special things with our beers. We turn over the beers, so there's something new for you guys. Facebook, Instagram. That's just about all we do.
Perfect. Tiffany, you want to tell us what you have coming up?
So at Ranger Creek Brewing and Distilling, newest things would be that we had our straight bourbon come out this last year. So that was a huge thing for us. San Antonio Lager is definitely our flagship beer that has really taken off, starting off at Nyosa and Fiesta. Of course, having seasonals constantly. We have Oktoberfest coming out, which will be a Munich and Vienna style. We did a decoction mash to really bring out those toasty aromas and great flavors. And then coming up soon, we will have a few of our small batch sour series. One of them is going to be a sour cherry. The other will be a sour fig. And those are still being tested and approved by TABC right now. So those will come out in the future. And then who knows what types of, winter beers we'll be having. But as far as any kind of events, you can always follow us at Facebook or Instagram and see what, is going on at the brewery. We're open on Sundays now and just welcome to anyone that wants to try our beer and come on out and have a good time.
Yeah, cool. Thank you. Gabe, what do you guys have going on?
So out at Real Ale, we are also winding down the season of Goza, so get it while you can, people.
Can I just say,
drink it up, nice work.
It's my favorite.
Oh, it's so good.
I like bathe in it.
Yeah, I like to hear. I'm visualizing.
Yeah,
sorry.
just
and
all the time.
We're going to have an Oktoberfest out at the brewery again. This will be our third or fourth year to do that on September 23rd. If you've not been out to visit the perpetual construction site that is Real Ale, our tap room is open Wednesday through Sunday. Come see us. We're in the midst of our brewery expansion as well and replacing our brew house, which is super crazy and exciting. And we are also distilling for those of you that, if you're listening, I'll just assume you like beer, but if you also like cocktails, you should come see us because you can only get our cocktails and spirits at the brewery. We're making grain to glass gin and signature whiskey that are all from our beers. Just super exciting little side project that is turning into be a whole lot of fun. So y'all come see us. And our next spirits release, if you're into that, is in October. We'll be doing a double barrel release.
Okay.
So you'll just have to follow up on the interwebs and such to find out more about
Perfect. Amanda, what do you guys have happening at the Happy Month?
So our next event, September, is National Literacy Month.
Okay.
We try to incorporate as many charities as possible with every event that we have. So for the first 2 weeks of September, we're holding a book drive in collaboration with San Antonio Reads. So you basically stop by, drop a book off. We enter you into a raffle. We got some swag from community and Save the World Brewing. So that's going to be really, really cool.
I love SA Reads, and they're a really great organization because they collect books for libraries. And then,
awesome.
It's really awesome.
So we're going to work with them. We have Oktoberfest at the end of September. It's the last weekend. 2-day festival. Come out, get drunk, have a good time. It's going to be amazing. Side project, side little plug for Ashley and I.
Yeah.
It's actually the first time we're
the two of you? You started a band.
So we've started a band. No, we haven't. We've started a group for women in craft beer in San Antonio. More so along the lines of brewing, just kind of learn the brewing process. I feel like the majority of us we both feel like this, can go into a brewery and like point out everything and like walk the walk, but none of us can really like brew.
Make the beer?
Sorry?
Hell yes, good job.
Yeah, so we're gonna
awesome.
so we're gonna start a group called Ladies in the Craft sometime in the fall. We've been working on it, but it's a collaborative effort. So just keep an eye out for our first event. It'll be a brewing event, obviously. We're gonna go out to a brewery, actually get our hands dirty, like Anna said. We have to get in and do it. Start helping more women get involved. And
I love
it's not just for women. There's gonna be some badass men helping us, I'm sure, because got to learn somehow. But there's just our little shameless plug we wanted to throw in there.
Super cool. Ashley, what do you have going on at Big Hops?
Well, we have 3 locations, so there's a lot going on all the time.
Yeah.
But all of our events can be found on our Facebook pages separately, and then we do post on our Instagram as a whole at Big Hops Growlers, and then I just started our own Instagram for just the bridge, which is just at Big Hops Bridge. We do trivia We do it Monday nights at the Bridge, Tuesday nights at Bitters, and then Wednesday nights at Huebner starting this week. But definitely download our app if you want to see our tap list, our events, everything like that. And we did actually just switch our menus over to Untapped, so it's pretty exciting. So we have a lot of more information, I guess, displayed on our menus now, and they're more easily accessible to people. Facebook, Twitter, everyone on Untapped. Everyone on Untapped can see our events now and everything like that. So working on getting everything linked up at the moment, but everything should be done by the midweek, I think. So
perfect. Awesome.
Exciting.
Well, ladies, thank you so much. Thanks for being on the show, and I hope that you all come back again at some point and we can do like each brewery, which I think would be really awesome. Claudine, you want to let people know, first of all, before you start playing, where they can find you online to find out where you're going to be next.
You can find me at ClaudineMeinhardt.com. It's MEINHARDT. And I'm everywhere as well, Instagram, Facebook, and I have a music page as well. But I'm around, and I'm trying to venture out of San Antonio. So come see me if you're in the area, New Mexico, looking to California, and Seattle. So I'm going to venture off. So
perfect.
Go on tour.
Awesome. Well, you ready to play us out?
Yes.
Okay. We're ready for you.
The thing we want to say is the Brewers Association has created the new emblem for local craft beer independence.
Right.
We are independent. Every one of these breweries represented here, and that's very important. You need to research that information because you want your dollars to go to the right place.
Right. Absolutely. Thank you so much for saying that. Yeah, perfect.
So the best way to find out about all the St. Arnold happenings in San Antonio, because there are lots, we have our Facebook page is St. Arnold South Texas Fun. I know it can be a little hard to find, but put it in there, St. Arnold South Texas Fun. Best way to find it. And then our Twitter handle is St. Arnold SATX. So we are constantly doing pint nights, new beer releases. I know there's a lot of you out there that love Bishop's Barrel. The best way to find out where it's at is by logging into those sites. You can also check out us online, starnoldbrewing.com. That's where you can sign up for our newsletter. We have one just for San Antonio. That's the best way to hear about all those new releases.
Just wanted to say thank you, ladies, for coming out. Here at the Hoppy Monk, we are huge fans of all of you, especially the women in the industry. We want to make sure that we help you and support you in any way possible. You all are always helping and supporting us. Thank you, Catherine, for coming out. This was an amazing event. Let's continue to uplift women and make sure we're all in this. It's going to be great.
Cheers to you, Catherine. Thank you.
And we love some Hoppy Monk, so thank you, Amanda.
By the way, your podcast is awesome, and I love listening to it, so it's a lot of fun. I'm glad you're still doing it. So please keep it going. So, all right, so here we go. Couldn't help but wonder where you came from, walking in here so tall, with your hands in your pockets, leaning up against the wall. You look like you stepped out of a movie, some from the wild, wild west. What you were doing here was anybody's guess, but you were home with the users and boozers, broken-hearted losers. You were home with the prances and dances and slick romances. You were home. You were right at home. You were right at home. Like here. Then you walked to the stage in a corner, plugged your guitar in. You flipped the switch on a blackface Fender Twin. And you said with the fury and the fire, crystal clear velvet tongue. But I know you've been, knew